Tell that color him. It's a good fish. This is probably going to be my last trip for sockeye salmon this summer. I got my bike inside my boat and I set the back of my truck up just to kind of sleep in. I got my cot in here, sleeping pad on it, sleeping bag up there, my Dora the Explorer bucket. I got a bucket of food here. I went to Costco to get food for this trip, and I saw one of these and I thought, well, let's just do that, it'll be easy. So we'll see how that is. Cooler full of ice, another cooler full of really nothing. And so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Well, it's 5:50 a.m. First week of August. We're heading down to the Kenai Peninsula. We're gonna travel about 150 miles this morning. And so we're just leaving Anchorage here. Heading to, this is a long turning an arm here. This goes up, gosh, like 40 some miles, I would guess. Just moving along this arm. I was out here about a week ago and filmed the boar tide, which was very interesting. It comes up along turning an arm. And I should have dropped that video on YouTube close to the time that this video will drop. Well, I got an early start this morning. Had breakfast quickly, got on the road. We're heading to the Kenai Peninsula. It's probably about 6:30 or so in the morning. Pretty gorgeous view from here. I'll give you a little panoramic here, and then we're gonna hit the road. So we're gonna continue on with this trip, and I'll probably show you a couple sights along the way. Kind of looks like this isn't, yeah, the last 2 days have been gorgeous, sunny days. Last night you could tell that the weather was starting to turn. Allegedly, the Kenai has one more day of really good weather, and it's supposed to rain day after. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but today is supposed to be a stellar day. So actually, today and tomorrow were supposed to be stellar days. They're supposed to, according to the weather forecast, have 2 more great days of weather. So I hope that is the case. Since I'm camping in my truck, it's always nice to have good weather. You get all soggy and wet during the day, and if you've got a big tent, you can go in there, warm up, dry your stuff, assuming you have a wood stove in there, and then rain doesn't matter. But when you're camping out of the back of your truck, rain matters a lot. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it'll be awesome fishing and good weather. Okay, so we're just getting ready to get on the river and deciding what I'm going to have for lunch here. Let's see. This thing has cheesy macaroni, apple, cinnamon, cereal, brown sugar, maple, multigrain, an orange drink, vanilla pudding. I'll have to take chicken flavored noodle soup, creamy pasta and vegetables, pasta Alfredo, Southwest rice and beans. That would be my, well, the one I would choose first, I think. Savory stroganoff, tomato basil soup with pasta. Freeze-dried apples, creamy yogurt-style dessert. Well, let's open this up and see what we can find. I don't really want to spend the whole day looking in here, and so I'm probably gonna pick something that's near the top. Let's look in here though, just so we can see what's in there, just for fun. So that's what it looks like, and so we'll look through there and pick a couple things to take. Apple slices, creamy yogurt. We're going to try creamy yogurt. Southwest rice and beans. Nice. Well, I say nice. Who knows? Chicken noodle flavored soup. We'll try those. So we're going to take that for a snack on the river, and we'll see how awful that is. All right, it's time to get rolling here. So this is my food tote that I put cooking utensils and food and stuff. We're gonna put those all in here. Close that up. I'll have to get some water. Put this in the boat. We'll go launch the boat. So I parked my bicycle about 1.5 miles downriver. So this is actually a short float, but there's a couple places, one in particular, that I'm really interested in trying to hit. And usually people aren't there because it's hard to walk into. Right. And so we'll see what that ends up looking like. Take a little 360 here and look at the river. So this is the middle Kenai still above Soldotna. End of the road is where we put in at, and so there's lots of houses along here. Gorgeous day today. Better than when we left Anchorage for certain. All right, so we'll float down here and see what happens.
Okay, I'm going to loosen the drag a little bit so I can get some line off of here. That's the bottom. Bottom again. Okay, so think I got too much weight on. I'd like to have a longer leader on that, actually. Hook, that was exciting. And I saw that in the water too. Really hoping that I would avoid him. All right, we're gonna change things up a little bit here. I'm gonna put more leader on that. And I might try one more split shot and see what happens. So a lot of this is about speed. There's fish in the river, and there won't always be fish in the river, and so we're just trying to get this on there quickly. It's not fancy. Hard to do with the glove on though. Okay, give that a shot and see what happens. Oh, that was at the Andy. Usually when they turned, you can see that one had turned pink a little bit. Usually when they turn, that's a big male, generally speaking. There we go, that's a good hookup. Oh, my weight slipped all the way down. That's no good. That's a fish. Fish. That's a beauty. That is a beauty. Around that anchor. Oh, that's a nice fish. Tricky little devil. Now that is a monster. That is a big sockeye. That's a fish. That's a good fish. Yeah, baby. That is a nice fish. That is a darn nice fish. That's a blessed fish. That's a big sockeye. I'm going to give him a little bit less drag. I want him to be able to fight me and wear him down a little bit. One of the things you want to do is get that arc right there, about 90 degrees almost, and let that rod become a big giant shock absorber. You get your line straightened out, then they're pulling right on the line and they'll break the line. And so you want them pulling on your rod. He's just hanging out in the current. So we're going to try to get him out of the current here where we can get him netted. He's still in the current. I need to bring him over into this dead water. Right here. That's another monstrous sockeye. That one. It's another just huge fish. Where's the fish? That's a big male there. Tell by the color of him. It's a good fish. Boy, look at that one. Now that is a beautiful fish. It's not a monster. They're bigger than that, but that's a beautiful fish. So let's talk about limits for a minute. This is a 6-fish day. I believe that is 6 fish. I also have what's called a proxy. In Alaska, you can have a proxy, which means that you can fish for someone else that is either disabled or over 65. And I do have a proxy for a woman who is in her 70s probably. And so I always catch fish every year, package some fish just for them, for her and her husband, and drop them off to them. And so anything I catch for them, I give to them. And so this area here, you can see there's lots of carcasses in the water. We're below a major fishing area that we passed by, and there's a fillet table there. And so what you're really supposed to do is fillet your fish and put the carcass in the river, just like that. A lot of these will get picked up by seagulls. A lot of them will end up in the bottom of the river and provide food for the upcoming generation of sockeye. Some of them, the bears, will come along the bank here in the evenings, late at night, and cruise and pick up carcasses because it's easy for them. There've been lots of times they've been floating down the river. I've seen bears in the river, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, And some bears picking up carcasses. That's a fish. See, that one has somebody else's hook in it. And just picked that one up, and I'm going to set the hook back in it. There. I'm going to tighten the drag down here. That's a good fighter. Okay, I pulled up here to an island so that I can clean my fish. So I pulled a limit for myself and my proxy. I'm just going to do it right on that log, put it in the cooler. Should be about 40 pounds of fillets there. So I'm going to go ahead and get busy on this. I'll skip the you have to watch it because you've seen lots of that before. I'm getting ready for lunch here. I'm going to have this Southwest rice and beans. We finished up my filleting task. Whoops. Filleting task. You can see that's about 50 pounds of 50 pounds of fish. So we'll read the directions on here. 4 cups of water to a boil. Add contents of pouch into boiling water and stir. Turn off heat. Cover. Let stand for 12 to 15 minutes, stirring occasionally. Wow, that's a lot of water. Okay, I think what the deal is this is supposed to be a meal for a half a dozen people. And so I've dumped half the contents in here, and I'm going to add about 2 cups of water to it. I'm going to stir it up, put a lid on it, and then I'm going to get on the river, put a little bit of time down, and then I'll have lunch in a little bit. All right, so it's been about, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes. Let's see what we got happening here. So that's what it looks like. Rice, corn, beans.
So I only put about half of it in here, and I can tell you I will eat the other half. This isn't bad at all. It probably needs to wait just a little bit more, and the rice is, I won't say crunchy, but it's not exactly how it should be yet. So that's cooking error on my part. So I'm just going to let it sit here for a little bit. I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to head down the river and get this boat pulled out. Well, our day turned from a 5-star sunny day to cloudy, and it's spitting down a little bit of rain, and I honestly don't think I was on the river that terribly long. But there's fish in the river. Every day is a good day. So I'll see you at the boat ramp. Okay, now I'm going to transfer all of these into Ziploc bags and then into a cooler with ice. These full fillets are presents for other people because I always cut mine in half. And then with those out of the way, now what I'll do, and if you've watched my other videos, you've seen this, I've cut all my fillets in half, so I have the front half, I call it the shank. And I put those together, and I'll smoke those, and there's another present. I'll smoke them and can them. Cut it. I split them down the middle, and then the tails is what I put on my table. See, I have screens that I put in the bottom of my cooler, and it keeps the fish up off the slime, so the slime runs to the bottom and then the fish aren't so slimy. So I'm going to seal those up and put them in my ice cooler. In my cooler, I fill water jugs up and freeze them. That way, if you had ice in here, then for sure these would end up filling up with water. And so this keeps your food and keeps your salmon and stuff safe, and it's just easier. So we're going to go ahead and button that up and turn in for the day.